Hello, class. My name is Simon Travis, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to turn a family into a more functional one. The theory that I will be using is the narrative theory. Um, in order to have a more functional family when it comes to communication, I propose the narrative theory. According to the textbook, page 75, we tell each other stories to make sense of our world, construct and alter identities, cope with stress and losses, and help others become part of our experiences and lives. Family stories both affect and reflect our family. Every little story that you have in some way or another can impact everybody in the family. There was a time frame during the life of mankind that storytelling was a major factor. If you look to before technology was ever created, cavemen and stuff like that, of course, used art on the walls. But they also, when they developed words and communication, they started using storytelling. Some stories about the families got everybody involved. Everybody learned about where they came from, their traditions, and things like that. They learned even from the bad stories, things that maybe they didn't want to hear, still impacted their lives. There are many societies today that have stopped doing this. I know personally in my family we stopped doing this. But there are some cultures and stuff like that, Native Americans and the early Eskimo tribes that use storytelling to this day to share their family stories with their children. They do this so their children can also pass it on to their children. Once a story is shared, then it can be repeated for many generations, bringing other families closer and keeping the tradition alive. The delivery style is the most important part, but along with the information, that is also very, very important. But depending on the personality of the storyteller, they can bring in additional material to help illustrate or to create a new story to be shared. Many sacred objects, family heirlooms, things like that could be used to help illustrate a story. I know, me personally, I really don't have a lot of things, from my family growing up. But I did when I lived in Europe had this made. It is of the Chavez family and such. And, it is over 20 years old. It is something that I can use to tell stories and explain, to my children about my siblings and other things like that. So, simple things like this. I mean, this is something that did not cost me a lot of money when I was stationed in Europe. And it is something I still have with me today. And of course, everybody in my family wants to steal it from me because it's really neat. But, there's little aspects about it that become a story. Another thing, if you look, I mean, we are Mexican descent, so there's our flag where we were born. Also, we are living now in the United States, so one flag holds that, So, I mean, we could use this to develop many stories, about why our family came to the United States, the actual trip that we made on the way over here, or we can talk about, what life is now in the United States, compared to the one we had in Mexico. I mean, many different things can develop from just that little piece of, material from that artifact that I have. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, using the narrative story to make it more family friendly, make it more family cohesiveness, to bring people together. When people find out where they came from, they may develop more pride, they may develop more, of a family bond with each other, things like that. So that is why I'm proposing this theory. Alright, and thank you for listening to my presentation. I apologize for the laundry and stuff in the back. I didn't realize it was there until I hit recording. So anyway, thank you. Bye.